There are some kinds of strength you can see immediately: loud, powerful, explosive strength, the roar of a lion, the thunder of an army, the crash of waves on a cliff. But there's another kind of strength that is harder to notice. It doesn't shout. It doesn't show off. It doesn't demand attention. It simply stands. The trees are the perfect example. For thousands of years, they have been the silent guardians of this planet. They don't move from place to place. They don't cry out when storms hit. They don't boast about their size, their age, or their endurance. Yet they remain rooted, steady, unshaken. A tree does not need to shout to prove its strength. Its presence is enough. And this is where the lesson lies for us humans. True strength is not always about noise. Sometimes, the most powerful people are the ones who stand silently, firmly, unshaken by storms, unbothered by opinions, unbroken by challenges. Think about the tallest redwoods in California. Some are over 300 feet tall, older than entire civilizations. They've witnessed empires rise and fall, wars fought and forgotten, generations born and buried. But have you ever heard them boast about their survival? Have you ever heard them complain about the centuries of storms, earthquakes, fires, and floods? No, they are silent, but their silence speaks louder than words. This is the kind of strength we often overlook in our lives. In a world where everyone wants to be heard, where noise is mistaken for power, where shouting is confused with winning, we forget that silence can be more powerful than sound. The oak tree does not argue with the wind. It does not scream when the lightning strikes. It simply stands, absorbing the storm, waiting for the calm. And when the storm passes, it is still there, majestic, unmoved, dignified. How often in life do we feel the need to prove ourselves loudly, to argue, to defend, to announce our worth? But nature teaches us something different. Strength doesn't always need to prove itself. Strength simply is. There's a story of a man who once sat under a banyan tree for years, meditating. People asked him, "Why do you sit here in silence day after day?" He replied, "Because this tree has taught me that I don't need to move or speak to be alive." Presence itself can be powerful. That man was the Buddha, and his greatest realizations came in silence, just like the silent wisdom of trees. But silence is not emptiness. Silence is not weakness. Silence is full of meaning. If you learn to listen, when you walk into a forest, you may think it is quiet, but it is not. The trees are communicating underground through their roots, sending signals through fungi networks, sharing food, protecting each other, warning of danger. They do not need noise to speak. Their communication is silent, but it saves lives. Humans can learn from this. Not every truth must be shouted. Not every battle must be fought with words. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is stay silent, observe, and stand firm. Consider Nelson Mandela. He spent 27 years in prison, much of it in silence, cut off from the world. Yet that silence gave him unshakable strength. When he finally walked free, he didn't need to shout. His quiet dignity was louder than any voice. His presence alone shook nations. Or think about Malala Yousafzai. After being shot for going to school, she could have responded with anger, shouting, or hatred. Instead, she chose silence first, then spoke only words of peace. Her calm, quiet voice echoed louder than the bullets that tried to silence her. The trees show us that you don't need to raise your volume to raise your value. You don't need to be the loudest in the room to be the strongest. Strength also comes from roots. A tree's power is not in its branches or its leaves. Those can break, fall, or wither. Its true strength is underground, invisible, silent. Its roots go deep, gripping the soil, unseen but unshakable. When the winds roar, it is the roots that keep the tree standing. Your life is the same. Your true strength does not come from what people see. Your clothes, your money, your achievements. Those are just branches and leaves. Your real strength comes from your roots, your values, your character, your faith, your inner discipline. Those things are invisible, but when the storms of life come, they are the only things that keep you standing. Now let's talk about storms. Every tree faces them. Lightning, hurricanes, droughts. Yet they endure, not because they shout at the storm, but because they stand through it in silence. They wait, they endure, they trust. When storms come into your life, criticism, failures, heartbreaks, what do? Do you panic, shout, and crumble? Or do you stay silent, rooted in your values, trusting that the storm will pass? There's a Japanese phrase, Nana Karobia Oki, fall 7 times, stand up 8. That is the silent strength of a tree. No matter how many leaves it loses, no matter how many branches break, it stands again and again. And here's something astonishing. Did you know there are trees that can live over 5,000 years? The bristlecone pines in California are among the oldest living beings on Earth. Think about that. 5,000 years. Civilizations have been born and destroyed in that time. Languages have appeared and vanished, yet those trees still stand, quiet, unmoved. They don't run from storms. They don't escape harsh winters. They simply remain. That is silent strength. The lesson for us is simple. Life will not always reward noise, but will always reward endurance. People may forget your words, but they will never forget your example of quiet resilience. Even in mathematics, trees teach silent lessons. The spiral patterns of pine cones, the symmetry of leaves, the branching of roots, all follow the Fibonacci sequence and fractals. They don't announce these equations to the world. They just embody them, silently displaying the hidden mathematics of life. True genius, like true strength, often doesn't need to speak. It simply exists. Now let's shift to you. How can you embody this silent strength in your life? Start by recognizing that you don't need to respond to every insult. You don't need to win every argument. You don't need to prove yourself in every situation. Sometimes the most powerful answer is silence. Silence confuses enemies. Silence protects energy. Silence commands respect. Like the tree, you don't need to move constantly to grow. Growth can happen quietly, day by day, season by season. The world may not notice your roots getting deeper, but one day they will look up and realize you are towering above them. Not because you shouted, but because you stood. Silent strength is also about patience. A seed doesn't break the soil the moment it is planted. It spends weeks, months underground in silence before anyone sees its first leaf. But when it emerges, it carries the power of all that hidden growth. You too may be in a silent season right now, working quietly, unseen. Don't mistake silence for stagnation. Growth is happening, even if no one sees it yet. And here's the paradox. Silence is often louder than words. Walk into a forest. Stand under a giant sequoia. You will feel its presence before you even touch it. The silence of the forest humbles you, teaches you, heals you. That's the power of silent strength. It impacts others without a sound. So, when life tries to break you, remember the trees. When storms come, stay rooted. When criticism rises, stay silent. When others boast, stay humble. And when the time is right, let your growth speak for itself. Because the truth is, words may echo for a moment, but silent strength echoes for generations. One day, you will be gone. Your words may fade, but your silent example, your dignity, your patience, your resilience will live on in the people you've touched, just like the silent presence of ancient trees that continue to inspire us after thousands of years. So stand tall, stay rooted, grow quietly, endure storms, and let your silent strength become your loudest legacy.